Okay, here we go with another feeder video. I've already watched this one earlier. So yeah, it's purely feeder content, and she has a little story time. It's the typical story that we've heard about this alleged Catholic school that she went to. But I thought she was on welfare girl, could afford Catholic school.
Well, hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have one of my favorite comfort meals, spaghetti and meat sauce.
I don't know about everybody else, but when she says comfort meals, aren't those usually served on holidays? So Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, whatever, your religious holidays are, usually that's when the comfort meals are served, because that's something you look forward to every year. The comfort meals in the normal world are not an everyday occurrence. I mean, at least to normal people.
Gonna mix in the cheese. And I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese.
What the heck? First of all, that's crap cheese. I wouldn't even call that Parmesan cheese. If you can Google it, I think there was a story out there saying that they were putting wood shavings into that as a filler. So no, thank you. I buy fresh Parmesan off the wheel and I grate it myself.
And I have a pickle plate, so some pickles, mini cucumbers, and some pickled peppers. All right, and to drink I have a black currant kinza. So this is actually not just any spaghetti. I won't call it spaghetti bolognese because bolognese is something completely different. It's like more fancy or something, I don't know. Anyway.
It's usually made with a good meat. So whether it be some type of choice beef cut, or usually sometimes we make it with pork. At least that's how we do it in my household.
I want a pickle. Bismillah.
Excuse me.
For those of you who are longtime Beezers will know, this is church basement spaghetti. It's just a basic spaghetti. And so I just brown the ground beef, put a bit of seasonings, and a couple of jars of already made pasta sauce, and then you have meat sauce. There you go.
It's funny. That's what I'm going to be making tonight for dinner. It's weird that she made this video. Yeah, it's easy to make your own sauce. You don't have to buy the jar of crap because you don't know what's in there. And I usually use, if I make this type of spaghetti, which I'm doing tonight because I have the kids, I use ground turkey instead because it's leaner. It has less fat. And I use, like a whole grain wheat pasta. Yeah, not this stuff. And she's drinking grape soda. Ew.
First cheesy bite for you.
Jeez. And I'm sorry for the noises. I would have done another voiceover on this video, but she talks about stuff, so that's why I'm doing a reaction to this crap.
Wow.
Oh, wow. It tastes like crap. Disgusting.
Those peppers are no joke.
Pig. And mind you, that's not a normal sized plate. That's an actual serving platter. I mean, look at the width of the plates next to Chantal. Chantal is already big, so look at the plate. It's the same size.
Another bite.
And she doesn't even chew. Notice, look. Oh, she jump cutted. I wonder why.
So you're probably wondering where the name church basement spaghetti comes from.
We know.
A lot of you know, so it might be a repeat, but for those of you who don't, I grew up in a French Catholic school.
Lies.
That was attached to a church. And
that really, as somebody who was raised Roman Catholic a majority of my younger life. I'm not religious now anymore. I kind of live my life more spiritually, and I kind of admire things from many different religions. All religions have, let's just say, I don't know how to put it. All religions have righteous quality to them and rules that, people should live by. Let's just say that. Usually, a Roman Catholic church has a school. It's not like it's a church with or a school with a church attached to it. That's not usually how it is, Chantal. That's like the whole compound of the church always, most more than likely, has a school in it, as well as the nuns and the priests living in it. At least the Catholic school that I went to did.
They had extracurricular days where they would have like a pancake day or a spaghetti day in the church basement. So it was like a spaghetti function in the church basement run by cute little old lady volunteers.
Okay, now I don't know if that's true with her situation, but the church that I was raised in, um, it was all the charity work, because what she's talking about is a church will have like a pancake dinner or a hot dog dinner or a spaghetti dinner, and they do this as a means of charity for the community. Um, and usually it's not old lady volunteers. I mean, you're not that far away, Chantal. It's usually the nuns that work in the church that run these type of meals, at least for the Catholic Church. So I don't understand where she's coming up with these cute old lady volunteers. I don't know. It could be the situation in that church. I don't know.
And the spaghetti kind of just tasted like it was made with like a jar of ragu or prego and some ground meat.
Look at the plate moved from her chin. Her Mac Tonight
But the
chin.
volunteers were so kind, and you just knew that they made it with like from the heart, you know? We're gonna regret that.
Your butthole's gonna regret that. Or maybe not. Sala might like that.
It's so good, the peppers, but they're painful. Anyway.
Disgusting. Sorry about the food noises. So good. Feeders.
The heat in my mouth from the pepper with the spaghetti is actually really good. So, that's where it came from. And I would go to this function, mostly because my crush would always be there. And my friends.
So wait a minute. So even at a young age, this heifer was stalking a dude already at the church. She's stalking. Wow.
Would go, and it's free spaghetti, you know. They would give like garlic toast, like a soggy little piece of toast, made from like Wonder Bread.
Wait,
But it was delicious.
it was free spaghetti. So wait a minute. Is this a charity event, or is this a charity event to feed like the down and out people? Which one is it, Chantal? Because I know the church that I went to, they do that. Once a week, they cook food and they give it out to the homeless, because LA has like a huge homeless problem, and the nuns feed the homeless here. So were you even back then taking food from poor people? So your mom is a scammer too? Oh my goodness. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I don't know. There's something about it, like being in the church basement, childhood memory. It adds to the comfort. It adds to the flavor.
Feeder content. Look at that camera, girl. Look at it. Look into the eyes of the feeder.
Now, there's something about a good spaghetti sauce that simmers on the oven all day. But there's something comforting to me about this way of making spaghetti, just like the jar sauce and meat with cheese.
That's sad.
I don't know why, but that's just it.
Oh my god, the noises.
I love those little baby
dying.
volunteers. They remind you of your grandparents, you know?
Because they're
Actually,
nuns.
my step-grandmother, growing up,
Oh, here we go.
she volunteered. She wasn't a candy striper. Do you guys remember those? That term? She wasn't a candy striper, but she was, I think, too old for that. But she ran a volunteer tuck shop at one of the hospitals. And
How is your grandma that was, this is what you have said, medically, literally insane because she had severe depression, running some type of group at the hospital? Does that make sense?
she would have me go with her when I was with her to volunteer there.
Sure. What Degrassi episode did you steal this from? Or was it the Gilmore Girls maybe? I don't know. This ain't your life.
And I was like, okay. Because I would get to stack the magazines, and back then I was obsessed with like teen magazines, like Tiger Beat and all those. So I would read the teen magazines and eat like a croissant sandwich.
You know what I used to be obsessed with back then? Yes, I like Tiger Beat. I remember those magazines. But Surfer magazine, because I lived by the beach, raised by the beach, just beach life, okay? My favorite surfer back in the day was Tommy Curran. All of you that surf and are my age know who I'm talking about. I had the hots for Tommy Curran.
And that was my day when I would volunteer with her. I would help her do things, but not the cash and stuff like that. But it's like they ran the entire tuck shop off of volunteers, like a normal job, but it was volunteer work.
A talk shop or a chop shop? Which one is it? I don't know, because your family seems kind of sketchy. I'm kind of leaning towards chop shop. Pig. And I had this sped up, so it's even more horrifying.
So yeah, that's where the church basement spaghetti comes from, because it was a church basement function. I can still smell the church basement, like musty Bibles, like old Bibles or something. I don't know.
Excuse me, musty Bibles. So you're going to talk trash now about Catholicism and the Bibles. Now, let somebody come out here and say something about the Quran, Chantal. Would that be cool with you? Can we say can we say something negative about that book? Yeah, hypocrisy.
Books.
You're disgusting. And I've never smelt a musty Bible in my life. And I have my Bible because when I got married, my grandmother bought me the giant Catholic Bible. So I have that on my bed table next to my bed. And that thing is probably, how old is it? Over 25 years old. It's not musty at all. So I don't know what you're talking about. Take the Catholic religion, Roman Catholic religion, out of your brain. Don't talk about it again.
Even some of the priests would come and,
because they live there,
eat spaghetti with us.
Which is normal. Is that a flex? Because you had spaghetti dinner with a priest? Wait, and didn't she say on a shopping haul that those sodas were for glitter tits and birthing hip Salah? Aren't those his, Chantal? And where is he? We need proof of life. Or is he still dissolving in the bathtub?
Those peppers are very hot. Whew. They're hotter than I thought. That rhymed.
God. Every man's desire right there. Pig.
Ooh. I'm actually full.
Sure.
It's like, I never know how much of the package of pasta to make when it's like raw, when it's uncooked, because
raw?
Pasta looks small, like a small amount when it.
Excuse me. The boxed pasta is not raw. It's dried. It's dried pasta. Raw pasta would be something that you make homemade, with semolina flour, homemade pasta. Or you go to your local Italian grocery and you get some freshly made raw pasta. That you're eating the dried crap.
It's raw, but then when you cook it, it's like kind of like popcorn. One time I made popcorn in my pot because that's how I make it. I don't buy microwave popcorn. I just buy a big thing of the kernels. And
Oh, and who taught her that? Who taught her how to make popcorn that way? Could it be the green bean and Lachine?
oh, sometimes the medication I'm taking, it kind of has like the similar effect of Ozempic, like because I'm on a high dose. And sometimes I can eat more, but sometimes I took my pill before I ate, so I guess it just makes you fuller faster. Anyway, I'm pretty full.
You're probably full because your body is not draining fluid correctly, and you're probably too lazy to get up and use the toilet, so your body's just holding on to fluid. So that's probably it's compressing all your organs. So that's a possibility of why you feel full. And not only that, another thing, when you're on metformin, it makes you gassy. So the video, the little bullshit diatribe that you gave yesterday when people were suspecting that you were farting in the video, it probably was because that medicine makes you gassy.
Put this away. There's still some leftover sauce. Yeah, one time I made popcorn and I put too many kernels. It didn't look like that many, but it started popping outside of the lid, like outside of the pot, and went all over the floor.
Because you're filthy.
Yeah.
And I bet you ate that popcorn off the floor.
Anyways, guys, yeah, so I just wanted to share the story with you, I guess, about the church basement space.
And I want to ask you a question, Shanta. What's up with the drop cloth, the plastic drop cloth? Why are you using that now all of a sudden?
It's probably thinking, what a weird term, but when you grow up in a Catholic school that's attached to a church, that's where they would have the functions.
Can you stop
and things
saying
like that.
that?
I'd imagine in a public school, you'd probably have them in the gymnasium.
What do you mean, can you imagine in a public school? What are you talking about? Stop acting like you can't be welfare child or whatever. You said they used to make fun of you. And going to Catholic school and then all of a sudden have stories about public school, and then all of a sudden you're behaving as if you went to French Catholic school your entire life. And I'd imagine in public school. Shut up. You were in public school. Shut up.
Sometimes we had functions in the gymnasium. I remember, any French Canadians are gonna, excuse me, know who this is, but I remember
French
one year.
Canadian. I'm sorry. A French Canadian is not you. You are trash Canadian, and I'm sure all the Canadians will agree with me.
When I was really young, Marie Soleil came to visit our school. Do you remember Marie Soleil and Fergus? Je m'appelle Marie Soleil, bonjour.
Shut up.
I really secretly hated French kids' TV shows as a kid, so I never watched them at home, but I knew who they were. And Passepartout, I couldn't get into it.
Because you're weird.
But anyway, even as a kid, I liked, horror-ish kind of shows. My favorite movie was Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and Neverending
Those
Story.
are
They have
scary.
they have horror elements to it. That
No,
can be
they
pretty
don't.
frightening for kids. A Neverending Story and the Nothing. That's creepy, you know.
Those are like fantasy films,
So,
not horror.
Anyway, yeah.
When I was a kid, what's the horror movie that freaked me out when I was a kid? It's from the 70s. I'll try to find it and post it in my community post. It was like a gargoyle movie. I think it was on TV. That, and then I remember, because I was born in 73, so I remember the 70s shows. I remember, you remember The $1 Million Man and The Bionic Woman? I used to love those shows, and I remember the 2 episodes and The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk, the episode that freaked me out was the Bigfoot episode, and then when there was another Incredible Hulk, and then on the Bionic Man and Bionic Woman, the episodes that freaked me out is when they had those not, I get, was it fembots or whatever? They had like the robots, and then they would rip off their face, and it was like a droid face underneath. That like freaked me out as a child. But like all those shows that I watch like that, um, is why I love sci-fi today, because of things like that. But yeah, but Never Ending Story. Those are fantasy films, Chantal.
Surprised how much meat I got out of this. I think it was like a pack, like a 500-gram pack. It wasn't even like a full pound. And Salah had
You
some,
probably
but
ate
I
it
made his
all.
with macaroni because he prefers macaroni over spaghetti.
Oh, the baby wants the macaroni like hamburger helper. Oh, the little baby. He can't chew the spaghetti, so he needs the little pasta so he can chew them. Oh, and his mama made them. Oh, how sweet.
I get it. I get it. Like, I don't like certain shapes of pasta. I don't like the flavor of them. Like
What do you mean the
those
flavor?
big shells. I don't know. I don't like them.
You're so weird. It's not, there's no flavor unless you specifically buy like a flavored pasta. There's specific shapes of pasta depending on the type of sauce that you make. It goes with the pasta. You sound like Nader because he said that same thing. Like, I forgot what he said. He said something about pasta, and Dee Dee was like just sitting there like, and she's supposed to be Italian. Now, if I was Italian and some fool was talking like he knew all about Italiano cuisine, I would smack him back into next week. But yeah, that's Dee Dee.
Or like,
Loser.
I'm not really fond of macaroni as much as spaghetti. So me, I prefer like the thin noodles. So yeah.
Because you can
What
eat
comment
more
your favorite
probably.
noodle shape below and your least favorite noodle shape below. Anyways, guys, I guess that's it. That's the story about the church basement spaghetti. It was a function run by cute little old lady volunteers who were serving up their pasta with a smile. And you would take your plate, go sit at like one of the
How many
tables,
plates did you get?
and just eat. And yeah, and it smelled like old Bibles while you're eating.
You're disgusting.
But
It probably smelled like your cooter. That's what it smelled like, not Bibles.
the memories, you know, that's all we have of the past, memories. Anyways, guys, thanks for having dinner with me. Yes, this is my dinner, I guess. Early dinner, lunch is my first meal.
Sure.
And
Dinner
I
and
hope I
lunch.
made you hungry, and I
Dinner.
hope you have something good to eat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Well, that was crap. At least, I mean, at least she talked in this one. The past two couple feeder videos that she did, she wasn't talking at all. She was just eating, and it was disgusting with all the noises. This one she talked a little bit, but yeah, Chantal, can you please refrain from talking about the Roman Catholic religion or anything dealing with the Catholic or Christianity, let's just say, or even Judaism? Keep it out of your mouth because you don't want people coming for you and your fake Islam cosplay. Then don't talk about other people's religions as well. So that's it for me, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.